I haven't broadly done any sort of survey. I haven't asked anyone, but for me, this is what I think. Um, I tend to use examples because they are vivid and concise. Um, and I don't know, but maybe people do better with adjectives that allow them to fill in their own example that they understand, even if I try to give them the information. And it might not just be autism. I get I think there are other factors for this particular thing. But I was talking to well, I'm trying to think. I don't have a new adjective. I have. He's not my oldest friend by chronology, technically. Although I suppose the cumulative number of contact years, I guess the friend I've talked to the most, interacted with the most over my life, would be a good way to classify it. And he asked me when we talked last, this past week, how are you doing? Because he knows how things have been up and down. And I said, knowing that I thought we had talked about the relationship between my mental health and the cleanliness of my house, and how, that was one of the factors when my living situation changed, was my housework capability. And that I noticed as in my mental health improved, my housework improved dramatically as my capacity increased, and they go very strongly hand in hand. First thing to go, last thing to come back, kind of. And so I told him, I have a couple plates in the sink, but less than 24 hours, and we're pretty pretty good shape. And he goes, well, I'm not talking about your house, I'm talking about your mental health. And I was like, well, gosh, I thought I was telling you in the clearest way I could. It's great. That week, and it's been up and down. Getting better at protecting it. I learned some new skills about boundaries this week. I think Boundaries is probably the title of the series of the slash paintings. I think that's the concept that motivated that. And this one with the green and red, with the running light red, I consider that in the same series because that's the first that was done particularly to develop a vocabulary to communicate an emotion about how I was being treated by a particular person or set of people. And that's what the slash paintings are about. Except for kind of the brown and blue one is for me. So examples is a mechanism. The other thing, we already talked about words and glossary. Great. Examples of neurotype friction. I edited this substantially from my what I put together after my walk this morning, because I don't want too much personal bitterness to get in. So I tried to keep it broad. I want you to think about, and I want you to think not just about the first thing that comes to your mind when I say that autistic people tend to take things literally. I want you to think what that might mean in practice. Not, not hearing something and thinking, oh, I know I'm not supposed to take that literally, but I'm autistic, so I'm going to take it literally. But hearing it and believing that is the way things are, and how you should organize your entire life. So take kind of that concept of literalness, plus the traditional golden rule, which, maybe that's American or Western concept, I don't know. The formulation I'm familiar with is treat other people the way you would like to be treated. Let's say you're autistic and you've never felt safe because you have never had opportunity to set boundaries around your personal sensory needs or the way that you need things to be. And so you're already masking, even though, for a while you still got a lot of personality. But people say treat other people the way you would like to be treated, and you think, well, I don't think about what I need, so I don't know how to think about how I want to be treated. I'll just treat people the way other people treat me. But I am autistic, and so other people treat me like an object who's not real. And so, I recognize some of that doesn't feel good, but I don't have good models to figure out how to act. And so, maybe I'm not treating other people like objects who aren't real, but maybe I'm not treating them the way they want to be treated because they have never treated me the way they want to be treated because of autism. And, I say me, this could be a lot of people. So you don't know how to treat them. They treat you badly. You're the problem. So they hate you, and they continue to insist that it's appropriate to treat you like an object that's not real, because that is how they experience you. Making sure we get to another concept. So think about how that might work over your lifetime, if that is how you've learned how to treat people and how to be treated. Takes a minute, because you have to feel it, otherwise it doesn't mean anything. You haven't actually thought about it. While on my walk, I thought of a way to quantify an issue that has been bothering me, and that is, I think this relates to the examples thing that we just talked about. When I list off, I've had a very eventful year since, I've had a very eventful, I forgot some stuff. I had a very eventful. I had started 10 months ago, and I hadn't thought of the full 12 months, and I forgot something. Anyway, we can still talk about this. I've had a very eventful year, and when I would explain to people, I'm having these life events that are causing me to feel like I can't function. And no matter how many events you list or how horrific they are, how you explain using examples, vivid details, adjectives, there's no way to communicate this concept through example, I think. And also perhaps related to what I was talking about with respect. It could be. I give the examples, and I'm told life is hard for everyone. Everyone has problems. So I thought of a way to quantify, not through telling you anything that's going on or has gone on, and see if what people think about that.